Hi, you guys who are in my land of getting my emails. If you and weekly newsletters. If you open this, you're watching this. If you didn't open this, you're not watching this. Okay, that was really helpful. I am doing a short video blog this week. I guess those are called vlogs, I think, right, in the official terminology, versus a written one. So it's really brief. And I wanted to start out again with a huge shout out is the wrong language, a huge wrap our arms around the hundreds of thousands of people around the globe right now who are in the front lines of the medical industry, the front lines of the essential business industries, the people who are picking the crops, the people who are driving the trucks, the people who are stocking the shelves. Um, there's millions of us sitting at home, and there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of other people allowing us to sit at home and be safe. So there's a whole fascinating shift of, you know, quote unquote, what matters in the world, and this language of essential is just very interesting. So a huge gratitude moment to the essential workers. I'd like to call them light workers. I'd like to call them committed workers, as rather than just essential workers. They are finding energy, and they're finding commitment, and they're finding ways of being and showing up that, right, we should revel in them for years and years and years to come, which I know many of us will try to figure out how to acknowledge in the years to come, hopefully weeks to come. So, but I wanted to start out with a huge gratitude moment. So this is me doing a virtual hug around the millions of people. We thank you. We love you. We hold you. We are impressed by you. And I know that you're not even thinking about that. You're just doing your thing. And you all are modeling. One of my favorite phrases is that many of us will project on you that you're courageous. And here's what I think is going on in your heads most of the time is, I don't know if I'm courageous. I'm committed. And my one of my favoriteest phrases ever is that I've been very, very enraptured by and committed to these days is, you want to become courageous, you want to find confidence, be committed to something. You all in the quote unquote light worker space doing work that is needed to keep us all alive, your commitment is spectacular. Thank you. And then I wanted to have a brief moment around where I think sort of a way to talk about where we are in all of this. I'm feeling it in myself, so I'm just seeing if it's out there. And I give a shout out to one of the many calls I've had over the last 3 weeks. I've had like literally, many, many calls, maybe 100 phone calls, one-on-one calls with people, to be of support, to talk about what I'm up to next, to support them. My current clients, supporting them like crazy, to stay in the game, right? Which has turned itself into a thing that I'm now offering starting tomorrow morning. I'm not going to go into that, but I'm very much feeling the energy around that. People want to stay in the game. They want to still do their good work in the world, and which leads me to the primary distinction I wanted to talk about that came from David Taylor Klaus. I hope I'm saying that right, David. Yeah. He's a peer of mine in the leadership space. He's joining me for this 8-week thing that I'm starting tomorrow called Stay in the Game. But he and I had a chat this week, and he reminded me of this distinction. I heard it years ago, but it kind of came roaring back, and I was like, it sort of rocked my world. And I offer it to you because I think we're at a crucible time in our lives. And here's the distinction I want to offer based on we're in this crucible time. So the word distinction: choice or decision. Choice or decision. They're cousins. I get it. Just kind of go with me on the sort of the difference between them. See if it resonates for you. So here's choice. I could use a Sharpie or I could use a pen. Okay, I'm going to choose Sharpie. So I put the pen down. Pen still lives on my desk. I know you can't see it, but it's right down there, right? And I am going to choose to use the Sharpie, but I still have the option to use the pen. Great concept, you get it. Options are good, no big deal. The whole choice option game, right? The more options, the better. What I want to underline is decision. Decision. I choose Sharpie, so I literally throw the pen away. It's gone. It's gone. I'm left with Sharpie because I decided Sharpie. I have to use the Sharpie now. I like the Sharpie, but the Sharpie is what I'm using. It's my commitment to the Sharpie. Even if I get like, oh, I wish I could use a pen right now. It's like, no, I chose Sharpie. Excuse me. I decided Sharpie. See how these can overlap. I can even feel it in me. And what I want to underline real briefly is sort of the philosophical underpinning of this. This is what I've decided is true for me. Again, offering it to you as a construct with what's going on. I've had moments during this, calamity and horrible situation of, well, what do I want to choose? And, maybe we could sell that. Or, when I get scared, I start to do that whole, oh, how can I survive? And it gets very sort of, what are my options, right? And when David reminded me of this distinction, I realized decide. Decide this is what I'm keeping in my life, this is what matters in my life, and throw away that voice in my head that sort of gives me the escape hatch. No, this is it. This is what I'm deciding. I'm deciding to do the work I do in the world. I'm just reinventing how it looks. And this is why I'm talking to you about decision. My work life, the thing I've done for 27 years now, has mostly been in the realm of rooms, being in live rooms around the globe. I've flown 2.5 million miles. Probably don't know if I'm ever getting on a plane again. Who knows? I think I will, but you get my idea here. But it hit me about 2 weeks ago, and it was with many conversations with many people. But I decided I'm in business. I decided I'm a small business owner. I will continue to be a small business owner. I will continue to operate like an innovative small business owner. So I got busy. I picked up the phone. I started to do more emails. I did more Facebook Lives. I created a thing that's being launched tomorrow. There's about 17 people in it. I wanted 12. Lesson learned right there. More people wanted it than I thought. It took many hours, let's be really real here, many hours of phone calls and free things and that whole like try me on and that whole thing. But the decision that I decided to be a very successful, as best as possible, no, you can even hear the doubt in that, to continue to decide, no, let me say it better, words matter. The decision to remain a viable, successful small business. The sort of the escape hatch of, oh, maybe I'll become I'll go work at Trader Joe's because they're hiring. That's a choice, not an option because of the decision, right? I won't go into it. There's another big personal decision that I needed to make. Now that's creating a little bit of mystery. That I could choose it. You can feel it. The difference between choice is sort of maybe, kind of, it has a maybe quality. Decide. Now, you know this. I dare say you know this if you're in my world. Decision is more definitive. In the universe, the spirit around me, the sort of the energy around me is a mirror for me. It pretty much matches my energy. So if I go decision, the universe goes decision. So everything is matched, right? The energy of me is matched by the universe around me, and vice versa. So I'm asking you this week, what do you decide? What do you decide? Now, here's what's going to creep in is doubt. And then you have to pull out your Sharpie and go, I decided Sharpie. I love that I chose the word Sharpie. That's interesting. I didn't even realize, but I just said, let's be sharp with your decision. So that's the that's the place I want you to look this week. What do you decide? Not what do you choose? What are you deciding? That's a non-negotiable for yourself, your life, your work, your family. You know that there's difference between choice and decision. Thank you, David Teller Klaus, for reminding me of this amazing distinction. It brought life into me this week that I had forgotten about. I got on fire with commitment. I picked up the phone and called more people than I've ever called to talk about what I'm up to now. I pretty much have gotten clear about 18 keynotes I want to go deliver. The TED Talk in me is sort of like, okay, it's time. Decide. So thank you, David. What do you decide? Go get your Sharpie. Put it on a flip chart. Here's a little tactical thing to do. Go get a flip chart. I'm a big fan of flip charts. There's one in my closet right over there. It's in the closet. I need to bring it out of the closet. Here's the game I play with flip charts. They're big pieces of paper, right? I don't write it on a little piece of paper. I write it on a big piece of paper because I wrote a book called Play Your Bigger Game. So I use big paper. And this is completely made up, but I like it, and I'm deciding it's true until further notice. If I write it on a big piece of paper, I've said it to the universe, I really mean it. It's not on a Post-it. It's on a flip chart. So your homework is to go find your Post-it, get out your Sharpie. I love the term Sharpie. Oh, it's upside down. Sharpie, be sharp with your decisions. That's my thought for you this week. Sending peace, ease, love, health, and wealth to you and your world. And I dare say I'm being very excited about saying health and wealth, not wealthy, but health and wealth, because those are the two things that are sort of like a little bit dicey right now, right? There's sort of two viruses going on. There's the health one, and then there's the economic one. And I'm a voice of they both need attention. They both need to be talked about simultaneously. So health and wealth and ease and peace to your world. We'll see you again. Thank you for doing the good work you do. Thank you for the creativity that you're finding as we all be in this amazing time together, both dark and light. So peace out. Be well.